Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jessika and you can find me on Instagram as Jessika Olivia Skapar and on Ravelry as Jessika Olivia. If you want to know more information, you have a lot of information in the description box below, and there I also added links to my Ravelry page for all the projects. And if you want to know further information, you can leave me a comment. April is almost over. We are turning to May soon, and it's full spring here on Gotland in Sweden. And I have done a lot of things in the garden, and I think I'm gonna talk a little bit about that later. But first, let's talk about knitting. I also want to mention that we are soon 1,000 subscribers to this channel, and that's crazy. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That will help me a lot. I want to celebrate it with you with a giveaway. So the first project that I finished this last time is my Jose hood, eller Jose hood maybe. It is a pattern designed by Norgard knitters, and it's like a hood and a shawl in one. I have knitted it in Nutiden yarn in this lovely colorway that is called snåret. So you start with a garter stitch square, pick up stitches for the edges, and then you continue knitting flat, back and forth, and doing increases. And the sides will be longer and more narrow in the end. So it will become this shawl shape, and then you make an I-cord tie in the end. I can show you some pictures how it looks on. But from sideways it looks like this, and it have these straps. I think I knitted it on 5mm needles, and I used 300 grams of Nutiden. So this part is a little bit bigger than intended in the design, but I like that it have a little bit more of the shawl thing around the head. That will make it even cozier. So I'm happy that I finished this, but now it's a little bit too warm to wear it, but it will be perfect accessoire for autumn. And then my lovely Bergman sweater is done. This is a design by Caitlin Hunter, and this I have been worn a lot since I finished it like a month ago. It was so comfortable to knit. Like, it's my favorite yarn. It's the Nutiden yarn, and the colorways is the beige one is Rune, and the chocolatey brown one is Gunvald. And this is the nature color of the sheep. It was so fun to knit. It's like a 2x1 rib, and then I made some short rows in the neck, and it fits so good. And this colorway yoke, and then you increase here on the sides. A little bit of color work at the cuffs, and 2x1 rib here as well. And I think the fit of the sleeves and everything is perfect. And then in the design it also featured like a color work section here in the bottom hem as well, but I skipped that part. And I also just did a 1x1 rib down here. I forgot about the 2x1 rib, but I think it's okay when it's in the start yarn. You don't notice it. And the sweater as it is, you don't notice that it's different. I'm so in love with this sweater. and I think I'm gonna make another one for the autumn if I have time for that. I also brought this yarn. This is a special yarn that is made by the Swedish yarn company called Järbo Garn, and they have made a collection of yarn in like a collaboration with Astrid Lindgren and Ilon Wikland. And this yarn is specially made for the character Lotta på Bråkmakargatan. This little child, she have a little stuffed toy that is like a pig, but she call it like Bamse. So it's like, she called it like a bear. But this is the little pig. So it's a soft toy. So you knit it from the nose to the butt in one piece. Then you pick up stitches for the ears, for the little tail, and for the small legs. So it's so cute little stuffy toy. The yarn is a sport weight, and the pattern is free. You can find it free on Ravelry. I have the link below if you want to check it out. The designer is Agnes Brendels for Järbo Garn. It's knitted in this sport weight yarn in 2.5mm needles, except for the tail that is 3mm needles for the A-cord. And then I embroider some small eyes. It's super cute, I think. What do you think? I also got this green yarn. There is the same base as the pink one, but in another shade. And I paired it with this Järbo thin silk mohair. So these two together. This is like a vibrant, I think it's vivid chlorophyll, the name of this. And this is Mattisskogen green. And I combined this one and made myself a headband. This headband is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is called the Frida headband. You knit it like in double knitting, so it's not in the round, but it's front and back in double knitting. And then you sew it together and make a little braided knot in the front. So I think that's super cute and very warm as well. And I think I used like 500 grams of this sport weight yarn and half of a ball of mohair silk. So I had enough yarn to make a hat. So I have started knitted a hat as well. So this is the beginning of the weekend hat by PetiteKnit. So I'll started like with a it's like a 1x1 rib, and then you make some folds. So it's gonna be 3 folds over the 2 folds, so it's 3 layers over the ears, and then some decreases on the top. But I think that will be cute as well, and I like this combination. I think that suits my hair as well, doesn't it? I think I have like a green fever right now, like this chlorophyllic green color, and I think this colorway is going very good with my Bergman sweater as well. So that was a smooth transition into the ongoing knit projects. When I brought that yarn, I also brought some chunky sock yarn. So this is a classic Järbo Raggi. This ball is 150 grams and contains 225 meters. So it's a chunky yarn knit on 4.5mm needles. So it works up pretty fast. The suggestion is 4.5mm needles and 18 stitches per 10 centimeters. The gauge, and I have knitted myself a sock. So this is a very funny yarn. The colorway is called Jacks Attraction, and have these lovely colors, very springy colors, and Eastery maybe as well. I knitted this during my Easter holiday last week, and the construction is like a toe up. So I made some increases for the toe, knitted in the round, and then I made some increases for the heel, like the gusset, and a heel flap. So gusset and heel flap, and then I knitted in the round. So I have started on the second one, and I hope it will turn out almost like the first one. So I have started with, maybe this is a little bit more pinkish on the other one, but that's okay if they're not super identical. But a fun and easy knit to bring some joy. Another long-going project is my curly cardigan, a design by Lindgren. And this is a chunky cardigan knit with a 4-ply yarn, and I think it's like 150 meters per 100 gram or something like that. And it's like a Swedish wool yarn from Järbo as well. And it will be a massive cardigan. I have knitted 2 sleeves since last time, and I'm working on the body. So here's the underarm, and then I have this length. So it covers my butt when I wear it right now. Oh, and it's so heavy. It's gonna be like 600 grams when I'm done. And this is what is left on the one ball, and then I have another ball, and that's the last one. So I will continue to work the pattern and the braids, and I will try to finish as much of the yarn as possible so I can use it all. I skipped the pockets. In the pattern includes the pockets, but I skipped them, and I think it's some kind of edging, but I think I don't. Yeah, I will see how it become when I block it. And I don't know how I'm gonna block this big piece because it's so heavy and big. Maybe I need to block it in the sink or something. But I will figure that out. And I think I'm gonna finish this during this weekend, because I have 3 days off from my work that I have time to knit. I have also started a new project since last time, and this is the beginning of my Autumn Alpine by Caitlin Hunter. So I have started on the yoke. I made a different ribbing than it's suggested in the pattern, so it's just 1 by 1 ribbing, and I have started on the yoke. So this is halfway through the yoke. So after the curly cardigan is finished, I'm gonna continue with this one, and maybe I can cast on something else as well. I have it on a little bit of a short cable, so I have some extra cables here so I can show you a little bit better. But I think this will turn out super cute. And the yarn I'm using is a Swedish wool yarn. It's like a 2-ply yarn, like 300 meters for 100 grams. And this colorway is called Gyllen tweed, and it's a yarn from Ullcentrum öland. The rust colorway I have dyed myself, so this is the colorway that I have dyed using flowers from my garden last summer. So this is like coreopsis flowers and cosmos flowers that have dyed this. I'm looking forward to be able to use this sweater, maybe a little bit more in the autumn time. I have forgot to mention what I'm wearing today. So I brought this fabric that was actually a tablecloth in a linen cotton blend. I wanted to use this fabric to make a dress, but then I had a little bit left of fabric when I cut that out, and I cut it out my go-to pattern for like short sleeve tops, and this is a Cielo top by Classic Core Patterns, and I think this top is very suitable, like a little bit more fancy tee. I wear it like a tee. I haven't sewn the dress yet, but it's cut out and ready to be sewn when I have more time for that. Last time I showed you that I have been spinning some yarn, and now we have 200 grams of this lovely yarn. This is spinning fiber that I brought from Höner Eir, and this colorway is called Malena, and it have all the colors that you can imagine. A lot of colors with the undertone of gray and beige. So I have spun this long draw, and it's very squishy and soft. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna knit with this one. Now I want to show you a little bit what's happening in the garden. I live on a little farm here on an island called Gotland in the Baltic Sea. We have some land that we grow some vegetables and flowers. So this year we are growing asparagus and onions and potatoes and everything like that. But the most joyful thing to grow, I think, is flowers. So I grow flowers for natural dyeing and for making bouquets and decoration. So in the front of the house, I look out through the window and I can see it there. That it's like a little place for hanging out during. It's like a little space for hanging out during the summer periods, the warmer seasons, and I have had some small raised beds for flowers, but they were too small, and in the summertime when it's very warm, you have to water like 2 times a day. So I have changed them for new raised beds that I built myself, and I put a paint in them and put soil and compost and goodies in there, so it's ready for the crops. So it's like 1 month until I can pop them out there, but it's finished, so it can, the compost and everything can have its time to be ready for all the crops, for all the small plants to come there in 1 month. And inside and in the greenhouse we have a lot of small plants that is waiting to come out, and they're growing so fast with all the lights that is coming now here in April, and yeah, they are thriving there. So I will show you all the plants and everything, but in this section I mentioned that I built, I'm gonna have a palette of dye flowers in colorways like yellow, orange and red, and then I'm gonna have another flower beds, then we're gonna have more pink, white and bluish colorways. And those will be more for bouquets and things like that. So I'm very happy that you're here. Please subscribe so we can reach 1000 subscribers. Please leave me a comment and a thumbs up. Then we see you again in May. Bye bye!